One Zambia, One Nation. Thanks for joining us on Zanis News. My name is Chisha Mtale. The headlines. 20 suspects in the Katete saga denied bail. Kasempa Forestry Department gets staff beef up. And council's neglect to equipment angers Luansha MP. We begin the news with an item from Eastern Province, where the Katete Magistrate Court has denied granting bail to 20 people charged of causing malicious damage to property, riotous behavior, and assaulting police officers. The court has since committed the matter to the High Court for onward trial. Last week, police apprehended 20 suspects that were alleged to have involved in the brutal injury of 9 police officers and the setting ablaze of a police vehicle worth 68,000 United States dollars. Join Hope Walia with the details.
They have appeared in court to hear their fate if they'll get bail. These are the 20 accused persons facing charges of assaulting 9 police officers, malicious damage to property, and arson. When they appeared in court on Tuesday, the magistrate informed them that they were before the court charged with 22 counts, 18 of them of assaulting police officers, causing grievous bodily harm, assaulting another person, malicious damage to property, burning a police vehicle, and riotous behavior. When the charges were read on Tuesday, the lawyer to the accused applied for bail, an application to which the state objected, and the magistrate set the next day, Wednesday, for ruling. However, when the matter came for ruling yesterday, Magistrate Mary Musongole denied the accused bail and informed them that their case will be heard in the High Court. This is because the new Act number 12 of 2022 provides that any criminal case that has juveniles charged together with adults must be heard in the High Court. For now, the 4 juveniles and 16 adults remain detained in custody until the time they will appear in the High Court in Chipata. The 20 are being represented by Counsel Joseph Chirwa of Third Jury and Company, a Lusaka-based legal firm. Hope Walia, Katete District, Eastern Province.
And on the Copper Belt, the Zambia Correctional Service has disclosed that out of a population of 25,000 inmates housed in various correctional centers across the country, 3,650 inmates are receiving antiretroviral therapy, ART. This was revealed during the 2022 World AIDS Day commemoration held at Kansenshi Correctional Facility in Ndola. We have more in the following report.
On December 1st every year, the world at large observes the World AIDS Day. In Ndola, the Correctional Service celebrated the day at Kansenshi Correctional Facility and was characterized by various performances from inmates. Zambia Correctional Service Deputy Commissioner Tony Nkunga was at hand to grace the occasion and called for concerted efforts in bridging the gaps.
We have close to 25,000 inmates housed in our facilities. Of this number, 3,650 of them are receiving antiretroviral therapy. They are on ART.
The Ministry of Health and its cooperating partners outlines the statistics on HIV/AIDS in the Copperbelt province.
I think as a country we've made progress from the time we introduced treatment from 2002. So I feel this year's theme of Equalize It resonates very well with us as a ministry. I think looking at what it is focusing on narrowing the inequalities that we have as a nation.
Copperbelt still remains one of the provinces with the highest HIV prevalence, with 2020 ZDHS indicating 15.4%. Copperbelt province currently stands at 87, 99, 95, implying 13% of 302,093 people expected to be living with HIV in the province, not knowing their status.
The inmates are thankful to government for the provision of treatment in correctional facilities.
Some of the healthy equipments, or should I say essentials, are expensive beyond our reach as inmates. But you've worked so tirelessly to ensure that we inmates who are unable to access the very essentials, we in fact get them at no fee. And for this, would love to say thank you so very much.
This year's World AIDS Day is being commemorated under the theme, Equalizing, Closing the Gap. Clara Kawimbe reporting for Zanis in Indol.
In a related development, Northern Province today joined the rest of the country in commemorating the 2022 World AIDS Day held in Mpulungu District. Provincial Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu officiated at the event with a call to close the discrimination, treatment and prevention gaps. Nkweto Mumba brings more in this report.
It is a hub of the fish business which attracts people from far and near, including neighboring countries. Mpulungu is Zambia's only port town and a gateway to the Great Lakes region via Lake Tanganyika. With the fish business being the major economic activity both during the day and night time, this has led to an increase in some illicit activities. According to the Ministry of Health, Mpulungu is among the districts with a high prevalence rate of HIV infections and other related diseases.
There are a lot of people, it's cosmopolitan. So there are a lot of people that comes into Mpulungu and, live in Mpulungu. So we decided that we come here to just sensitize the people so that, we actually reverse some of the drivers of HIV that we've identified in the district.
Targeted testing, where we're looking at those that are at high risk of acquiring the HIV and testing them and trying to look at finding, especially even looking at the men. They're also a key population. And we are also looking at targeting the adolescents.
This year's World AIDS Day provincial commemoration has been held in Mpulungu District and graced by Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu.
The Equalize program is a call to action. It is a prompt for everyone to work for the proven practical action needed to address inequalities and help end AIDS. Ending stigma and discrimination, equal access to HIV services as a must. Bring HIV treatment services closer to the people.
The 2022 World AIDS Day was held under the theme, Equalize, Closing the Gaps. Nkweto Mumba for Zanis in Mpulungu.
In Northwestern Province, 27 honorary forestry officers have been trained at the Zambia Forest College to enhance the management and utilization of forest resources in Kasempa district. The move is aimed at addressing the challenge in staffing levels that the forestry department has been facing, which has affected the protection of forest resources in the district. Details in this report.
According to statistics, Zambia is losing over 270,000 hectares of forest due to deforestation every year. In an effort to mitigate this vice, 27 honorary forestry officers have been trained in Kasempa district of the Northwestern Province. The district administration has emphasized the importance that the conservation of nature has on mitigating deforestation.
The forest department alone cannot manage the forest effectively. For this reason, the government adopted the 2014 National Policy on Forests. Federal government issued a statutory instrument number 11 of 2018 that allows participation of local communities in forest management.
The Department of Forestry commits to working closely with the honorary forestry officers.
Department of Forestry, the biggest challenge you have is manpower to conserve, protect, and manage our forest resources. So this training partnership has increased the number of forest officers in protecting our forest.
We'll hand over various equipment to be used for effective monitoring and protection of the community forest management area.
Senior Chief Kasempa implores traditional leadership to conserve forest resources.
Kokubamba bakambija benamiji ba mitonyi ba bitumbafumu ne ba mafumu babo mbabateshe muchima kukurama birengwa na lesa.
With the effects of climate change becoming visible by the day, such interventions will protect and maintain biodiversity for the benefit of the present and future generation. Gabriel Kachaka reporting for Zanis News in Kasempa District, Northwestern Province.
And on the Copper Belt Province, Luanshya Member of Parliament Lusale Simbao has been incensed by the council's poor management to care for equipment such as the earth-moving equipment, which has allegedly been abandoned. Mr. Simbao observed that government spends huge sums of money on equipment which is supposed to be utilized but instead is eroding without care and maintenance. Here's a report.
Luanshya Member of Parliament Lusale Simbao has put to task the Luanshya Municipality Management for allegedly abandoning earth-moving equipment with minor faults. Mr. Simbao says government was spending huge sums of money on outsourcing equipment for road maintenance, yet the council had similar equipment which was not being utilized.
Their garage, and if you look around, we've got almost every equipment that you need to do a road, and especially the gravel roads. But they are doing nothing. None of them are running, I can say. If you look at this one, it's just maybe about a year. It is not running. And we had to go to Ndola to hire Zambia National Service to come here and start grading the roads of Luanshya because the council had failed to offer the services that they are. I think it's just unacceptable. This is what is causing the new Don government to look like it's doing nothing.
And Luanshya District Commissioner is disappointed with the poor work attitude among some council workers.
You are not an octopus. These are obvious jobs. Why is this not done? We dismantle, we are supposed to put back. Why is it not done?
The person who was like subcontracted to come and do this, actually so
subcontracted to come and bought this.
However, Luanshya Mayor Charles Mlenga said the municipality has started working on its 40 earth-moving equipment.
We are doing on it is servicing it because we cannot allow a very expensive machine to go and start working without being serviced. So we are organizing the materials that are required for us to service this equipment. The tractor, the front-end loader, all these equipments are working. But as for
Luanshya Municipality has 2 loaders, 2 graders, and a tipper truck, among other equipment, all lying idle due to non-maintenance works. Karen Mshenywa, Zanis, Luanshya District.
And in other news, Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock Permanent Secretary Anna Songolo has appealed to research organizations to invest and research on addressing the challenges faced in the aquaculture sector. Ms. Songolo says government is working towards operationalizing aqua parks to promote fish technologies and reduce trade imbalances. Helen Walia reports from Kasama District.
It's a meeting that has attracted various stakeholders in the aquaculture subsector from Zambia, Malawi, and Zimbabwe. The Piloting Inclusive Business and Entrepreneurial Models for Smallholder Fish Farmers and Poor Value Chain Actors, which was held in Kasama, is looking at ways of improving the aquaculture subsector. The meeting, which was sponsored by GIZ, also attracted research organizations in the sector, such as World Fish.
We have finally trained the farmers in fish production and management to ensure that aquaculture becomes a profitable venture for them. As World Fish, we believe that our local farmers have the capacity to contribute to increasing fish production in both Zambia and Malawi through the use of right technologies and quality imports.
Fisheries and Livestock Permanent Secretary Anna Songolo officiated at the meeting.
The government is working on operationalizing aquaculture parks to promote fish technologies, processing, and reduce trade imbalances. Government may, in some instances, collaborate with diverse stakeholders, including the private sector, to actualize this dream.
The team later visited Kasakalabwe Multipurpose Cooperative site in Kasama, which received support from World Fish.
Kasakalabwe is also doing the extension service in order to train our small-scale farmers about the climate change, better management practices, and other issues related to aquaculture, and it's important.
Earlier, Fisheries and Livestock Permanent Secretary and her team paid Dekete Siko on Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernardine Pondo.
With what you are doing, will be able to be self-sustained. This is an important sector which needs support. Us in the north, we are not used to eating meat. We are used to eating fish. Yeah. We love fish more than meat.
Helen Bwalia for Zanis in Kasama, Northern Province.
We take you to Western Province, where Provincial Permanent Secretary Akapelwa Simomo says government is determined to remove all forms of corruption in the country, regardless of who is responsible for it. Mr. Simomo said this when he officiated at the launch of the campaign against corruption, dubbed No Bribes But Fines campaign, held in Mongo District. Here's a report.
Western Province Permanent Secretary Akapelwa Simomo says government is resolved to ridding the country of corruption in its forms, regardless of who is responsible for it. Mr. Simomo said this when he officiated at the launch of the campaign against corruption dubbed No Bribes But Fines campaign, held at Country Lodge in Mongo District of Western Province.
This is a very important event as it marks the beginning of an era where corruption shall no longer be condoned by our police, traffic officers, and road users alike. The UPND government of His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema is resolved to ridding the country of corruption in all its forms, and regardless of who is responsible for it. As such, I must commend the Zambia Police, the Anti-Corruption Commission, and all the stakeholders who have contributed to making this anti-corruption intervention possible.
And Western Province Anti-Corruption Commission Regional Manager Gift Chivirenga had this to say.
The Commission recognizes and appreciates this demonstrated will to enhance transparency and uphold the rule of law amongst road users. One of our core mandates as a commission is to create public awareness on the dangers of corruption to prevent its occurrence before it happens in the first place. This event we are witnessing today is one of the proactive measures that the commission is taking to prevent corruption in the road transport sector. Recognizing how traffic corruption has continued to compromise the safety of motorists and other road users, and its dangerous effects on the economy through loss of government revenue, the Commission has this year dedicated the month of November and December to conducting interventions in the road traffic sector, and we have dubbed this campaign the No Bribes But Fines campaign.
Meanwhile, Western Province Deputy Commissioner of Police Godfrey Mwanza said the Police High Command will distance itself from any police officer found in corrupt activities.
The Zambia Police Service continues to thrive on the excellency in executing its mandate, and as a result, this institutional aspiration cannot be attained without embracing a multi-sectorial approach. The Police High Command distances itself from police officers involved in all forms of bribery or corrupt practices, as it is aware of the negative impact and consequences of such vices.
Darlington Kawambe, reporting in Mongu District, Western Province.
Lastly, in the news, Chikankata District Commissioner Timothy Chupolyonga is happy that the area will resume the construction of structures that had stalled from 2017 due to lack of funding. Some of these structures earmarked for continuation of construction next year include a police station and the civic center. Details in this report.
This is Chikankata District Township, popularly known as Neganega Government Complex. The construction of the Neganega Government Complex commenced in 2013. However, construction works of this marvelous infrastructure stalled in 2017. And the announcement by the Director of Public Infrastructure at the Ministry of Infrastructure, Rural and Urban Development, Clive Khan, when he was visited by Chikankata Council Chairperson Conrad Ngoma, explained that the construction of Neganega Government Complex, which will resume next year, has cheered Chikankata District Commissioner Timothy Chupolyonga.
The stalled projects, and you are aware, last time if you were following, the Minister of Finance in Parliament talked about completing these structures in the 2022-2023 budget. I'm positive that monies will be there because first of all, the contractors could not complete because one, we had that challenge of the court issue. Then second, it was money that government could not release. Then third now is that the contract, when it was done in 2013, the prices have shot up. And now most of the contractors this year were renegotiating for the new contracts. But I believe that those that are renegotiated are just waiting for the monies to be paid to them. Once the monies are released by the Ministry of Finance, then the works will be done because what is remaining is just very little. Yeah, just a small time.
And Chikankata District Commissioner Timothy Chupolyonga has also disclosed that the vandalism which was going on at Neganega Government Complex has stopped. The first phase of the construction of Neganega Government Complex will include the construction of a civic center, administration block, post office and houses respectively. It is pleasing to note that finally the construction of the Neganega Government Complex in Chikankata District of Southern Province will commence next year. This infrastructure has gobbled colossal amount of money and its completion will delight the people of Agrilian, Chikankata District of Southern Province. Zanis reports in Chikankata District.
As we end the news, the headlines once again. 20 suspects in the Katete saga denied bail. Kasempa Forestry Department gets staff beef up. And council's neglect to equipment angers Luansha MP. Well, that brings us to the end of Zanis News. My name is Chishamtale. Pleasant viewing.